Well, I mean, they won the game. They won the game. And I know people aren't satisfied. I could already see it in the chat. But anyway, Rangers win, baby, 4-3 over the Montreal Canadiens. And I know that it was not a pretty win. I know that people are going to say it was a sloppy win. I know that we're not satisfied and they need to be better. There's no denying it. But I'm not going to complain that they grabbed the 2 points tonight because they're coming off of a long stretch of not playing hockey. They're coming off a stretch where they haven't been playing their best hockey. And, you know, they need this. They need this to help them maybe turn the page a bit. I'm not going to act like, again, it was a great win. But at the same time, this happens, right? You win a game that you probably should have lost. This happens throughout the entire course of the regular season. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm, all happy and jolly that they won the game. But at the same time, there's something to be said about the fact that you win games where you play bad. And that's what good teams do at the end of the day. And I'm not going to complain with the fact that they did get the 2 points. You run with it and you hope that they improve the next game. That's all we can do as fans. And that's all that I can really say in terms of that standpoint. And let's not act like they haven't annihilated teams throughout the season. They annihilated the LA Kings. They annihilated the Carolina Hurricanes. They annihilated the Seattle Kraken. So let's not act like there are games where every game they're it's this close and everything. But like we gotta just relax as a fan base and just again hope that they turn the page. Hope that they turn the page here. And this was just them getting back into it. And I thought they got better as the game went along. There were definitely some things still that definitely were shaky throughout the course of the game. But again, I thought they got better as the game went along. But maybe I'm just blinded. Maybe I'm crazy. But we're going to talk further about it. Before we do, remember to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live. So let's talk about this game because it started off very ugly. In fact, it started off seconds into the game. Fox with an awful turnover, and he gives the puck right to Montreal, and Kane goalie ends up firing one on goal, and it beats Igor Shesterkin 1-0 game. So all of a sudden, it's 1-0 early. We're not feeling great, and it felt like it was going to be a long night. It really felt like it was going to be a long night, but then goalie ends up going off for a slashing penalty after that, and the power play lines were different tonight, so it was interesting to see how those were going to play out, right? We were wondering, okay, you got all the passers on one unit, and you got all the shooters on the other unit. Let's see how this is going to play out. I don't know how great it will, but let's see it. And it worked out actually pretty damn well for the Rangers as Adam Fox just throws a shot on goal and Alexi Lafreniere tips it back in his hometown and he ends up making it a 1-1 game all of a sudden. So we're feeling good. Montreal then takes it too many men and the power play did not come up clutch there as Montreal ends up killing that penalty. Tarasenko got a chance at the doorstep. That got denied. And then it was a 2-1 game as Miller gets caught in the neutral zone. An odd man rush comes the other way. And Bazile snipes one past Igor Shesterkin right over his shoulder. So all of a sudden, it's a 2-1 game. And we go into the intermission, and we're not feeling great because they allowed a lot of odd man rushes. They did not look pretty whatsoever. And the shots were 12-9 in favor of Montreal. It looked ugly. It felt ugly. It was ugly. And they looked very sloppy. Second period, though, a bit better. We got a bit better as the Rangers score within the first minute of the period as they get a little bit of revenge there. Kane sends the puck into the zone. Panarin then finds Jacob Trouba, who makes a nice little move and just a nice patient play. Gets Montreal to screen their own goalie there, and he snipes one by Monoblow, and that made it a 2-2 game. Savard then goes off for a tripping penalty, and the Rangers end up allowing a shorthanded goal as Patrick Kane has a really bad turnover. An odd man rush comes the other way, and Anderson ends up bearing it by Igor Shesterkin. And Patrick Kane apologizes to Igor and says, "I got you." And what does he do right after? Patrick Kane makes up for it with a beautiful snipe a beaut of a snipe. The celly went hard too. Absolutely beautiful there by Patrick Kane. And you're seeing why he's been one of the best American board players, or why he's one of the best, if not the best American board player of all time. Yeah, that shot is a huge part of it, and he used it there. And it was nice to see him get his first as a Ranger to make it a 3-3 game. Mika then hits the post. Lafreniere gets robbed at the doorstep. All of a sudden, the Rangers are getting chances. Pitlick then goes off for a delay game penalty. Here's the Rangers' chance to make it a game, and unfortunately, Lafreniere negates the penalty as he goes off for a hooking. And Matheson hit the post on opportunity, but that was the end of the period. Shots in the second period were 14-6 in favor of the Rangers. Again, they got better as the game went along, and the shots show it. Third period, Igor makes a nice save on Pitlick after Laffy turned that one over. Igor made another big stop on a breakaway. Kane went off for a slashing penalty. The Rangers end up killing that one off. And shots in the third were 7-5. Not a lot of action in the third period in favor of the Rangers. So, again, you probably would have liked them to get more chances, and you probably would have liked better defense in the... I mean, they limited them to 5 shots, but a lot of turnovers and a lot of odd man rushes still, and it can't happen. It just cannot happen. And in overtime, Anderson got a breakaway too, hits the post on that. Fox goes off for a holding penalty, and Hoffman hits the post on a chance as well. And all of a sudden, we go to a shootout. In the shootout, Pitlick ends up firing wide on his shot. Kakko tries a nice move to the net. He gets denied. Suzuki makes a beautiful move as well. 5 for 5 in the shootout. That gets broken as he ends up not scoring. Mika Zibanejad then goes, beautiful deke move there. And he goes backhand, forehand, in. That is a goal. And then Bazile goes, and he ends up getting denied by Igor Shesterkin, who stood on his head in overtime, stood on his head in the shootout, and the Rangers end up squeaking away with the win. So nice to see Patrick Kane get his redeem himself throughout that game. Nice to see the Rangers actually win the game. But again, the turnovers were ugly. 17 turnovers, as a matter of fact. Montreal had 26 turnovers. Yeah, that definitely contributed as well to the Rangers' success tonight in transition. They definitely got most of their chances in transition. So, yeah, that was how the Rangers really played. I would have liked for them to establish a forecheck better. I think that they kind of did. Well, the first line did. The fourth line did, the third line, and the second line, I mean, there was just no forecheck. They were really just score in transition because, yeah, that line is not really physical at all. I thought that they were soft again tonight, and I would like for them to not be as soft going forward. But again, it's unfortunately just the nature of how it is with the players on that line. Panarin and Kane just don't play the game that way. And, yeah, they really need to split those two up still, in my opinion. But again, that's just me. Shots in the game, 33-26 in favor of the Rangers. Face-off percentage, 54-46 in favor of the Rangers. Power play went 2 for 4 for Montreal, went 0 for 3. Nice to see the power play actually score some goals tonight. Block shots, 24-14 in favor of the Rangers. Yeah, they definitely blocked a good amount of shots as well, which helped them out. Jacob Trouba actually, as a matter of fact, had a good amount, if I'm not mistaken. So very happy with that. But let's get to some of your comments before I talk about how the lines played. But let's see if we got anything good in the comments. If I didn't read your comment, then just let me know, and I will. Have to say, I would still prefer to see Kane with Mika and Kreider. I agree. And I'm a bit disappointed the kid line is no longer getting that much ice time. I thought Gallant was going to roll 3 lines. Yeah, I agree. I think that it would be better if Gallant actually started utilizing every line more equally. But again, I mean, that's what happens when your top 6 has the players that it does. And you just kind of figured that that was the way it was going to go. But yeah, I agree. I'd like to see them get more time. And I agree for sure that Kane and Panarin need to be split up, which let's talk about the lines. And the first line, they had a decent night. You would have liked more from them. Kreider, Zibanejad, and Tarasenko. Again, I think that even splitting them up would make a lot of sense. But, I mean, Tarasenko had a couple of very good scoring opportunities, so let's not get it twisted there. So, I thought Tarasenko had a solid game. Zibanejad in the faceoff dot went 55%, which is good. But again, you would have liked a bit more from that line. And then Kreider, he really did not do anything. He threw bot a bit, but not enough. Not enough contributing offensively. And they got the chances though, so I'm not going to crucify them for their effort, but you need them to put the puck in the back of the net at the end of the day. The second line was not great at all, despite them actually contributing the most points. Panarin had 3 points. Kane had 2 points. Trocheck didn't get any, but 67% of the faceoff dot was great. But the line together, not great whatsoever. Spent a lot of time in the defensive zone, and they definitely didn't do enough defensively. That turnover by Kane was unacceptable, but again, thankfully he redeemed himself after. This easily could have been a 3-2 regulation win, but again, turnover happened, so there's nothing you can do about it. But I digress. And that line could have definitely been a lot better, and I'd like to see them, again, split it up. I really would. The third line, definitely a bit of a rough night for the kid line. They were also they were dashed defensively. All of them -3 for Laffy, -2 for Kakko, -2 for Hedel. Laffy, though, that tipping goal, great, but the kid line together as a whole, not good enough, which is part of why they probably didn't get a lot of ice time tonight, if I had to take a guess. But again, you need more. You need more from that line, but we'll see going forward. I have confidence that they'll be able to bounce back. And the fourth line was actually pretty decent tonight. I'm not over the moon about it, but they looked pretty good on both ends of the puck when it comes to them getting in on the forecheck. Like, they were the hardest working when it comes to the forecheck and the back check, that's for sure, which is what you expect from your fourth line. So I'm pretty content with the fourth line's effort. And then the defense as a whole, they need to be better. Mikkel and Fox in particular, I would have liked for them to be better. And Laugh for MVP makes a great point right here. Fox looks uncomfortable. He needs Lindgren, sadly. I agree with that. I think that he definitely is missing Ryan Lindgren by his side, and Mikkel has not been really cutting it enough. And Fox also turned the puck over way too much. He turned the puck over way too much today with 4 turnovers specifically. Yeah, that cannot happen. That can't. And I thought they were just okay. Miller and Trouba, I thought they were actually pretty good. More so Trouba. I thought Trouba actually had a pretty good game. Miller, though, needs to be better. Miller out of position in that one point. He was jumping up on the rush, which was cool and all, and looked pretty decent offensively, but I would have liked for him to contribute more on the defensive end of things. And he didn't look as sharp, but again, you haven't played in so long off the 3-game suspension too. I'm willing to give a pass on that there. And then when it comes to the Harper and Schneider pair, they were okay. I mean, nothing really great. They were just okay. It is what it is. And then Igor had an okay night. He definitely stepped it up as the game went on, but you maybe would have liked for him to stop a few of the goals that he let in. But at the same time, he got left out to dry on a couple of them. So I don't know what to tell you there. But regardless, the Rangers end up winning. And what they could improve on, definitely the odd man rushes. Definitely turning the puck over. I think turning the puck over went in hand of why they allowed so many odd man rushes. And yeah, they just need to clean up that area a bit, and they definitely need to establish a forecheck better earlier on in the game because it took them too long to do that in the game. So other than that, I'm pretty okay with the win. Pretty okay, but again, I'm willing to chalk it up as they haven't played in a while. Let's wait and see. But again, you give me that effort. When do they next play? On Saturday, right? Saturday, yeah. Yeah, you need to be better on Saturday. So that's for sure, which they go to Buffalo, and then they go to Pittsburgh on a back-to-back there. 5 and 4 o'clock games, which is very odd as well. But let's see some of your comments before I wrap up the live stream. What is your opinion on the power play units. I thought it was really good. Lots of chances for both. I agree. I think the power play actually looked very good, and that was their dominant part of the game. And it kind of gave deja vu of last year where they were mostly dominant on the power play and not enough 5v5 offense tonight. It kind of felt like a last year game. That's for sure. So, and yeah, Buffalo just got cooked 10-4. So they're going to be out with vengeance on Saturday. You can't just wake up for the game and act like it's just going to be a cruise of a win. No, you got to be prepared to win that game. So yeah, you got to be ready. You got to be ready to go. But I'd rather Miller and Fox as a pair. Miller is always hedging, cheating the cover for Trouba. Yeah, I agree. I think that would make a lot more sense given the fact that Lindgren is hurt right now. But unfortunately, Gallant needs to keep that one pair together. Establishing for check, they don't weather for check. They can to play in their gaps and don't protect the neutral zone. How many times have you watched them chase the other team? I mean, if you're talking about poor neutral zone coverage, I could agree that they definitely need to clean up in the neutral zone a bit, but chasing the other team, I would say that it was pretty balanced. I mean, both teams were chasing each other tonight. It was kind of a sloppy game on both sides of things, to be completely honest with you, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, Gallant is definitely stubborn. That is for sure. But I'm going to wrap things up. I don't really have much else to say. I really do appreciate all of you guys for coming into the live stream and chatting with me. Means a lot. The support means a lot. Really do appreciate all of you guys. And remember to leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload next. And I will see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.